Good morning YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. As promised, how I made my G inserts. G diapers do come with what's called a gCloth. They have 2 layers of an absorbent fleece and 2 layers of a hemp terry material. But cost-wise, I couldn't justify how many we were going to need, and I decided to make my own. It went really well, I think. I am by no means a good sewer. I got a sewing machine from my mother-in-law a couple years ago, and I maybe used it a few times. Really can't sew a straight line, but it was good, and I learned a lot along the way. Totally doable. You can make them yourself, I promise. So material-wise, part of being able to make them myself, I could make them out of whatever I wanted. So, of course you want the very best for your baby, and I went out and I bought 2 layers of a bamboo fleece and 2 layers of a hemp terry hemp-cotton terry. I got 2 meters of both, and you have to do a pre-shrink. So I washed them and dried them in the dryer twice before I even got started, to hopefully make it so they don't shrink any further. And then I went online and I went to a bunch of different websites and found the sizes that the gCloth are made out of, and they do shrink down after you wash them. So post-shrunk sizes, the tiny gCloth, which is the only ones I've made so far, are 4.5 by 11 inches, and the medium large extra large is 5 1/4 by 13. And then I just made a couple little patterns, made it super many layers thick. I was able to do 4 layers thick of the fleece and 6 layers of the hemp, and I got one of these from Walmart. It was really good. I was amazed at how many layers it could just cut through, and went around my pattern. I did nick the edges a few times. If you want, I would suggest probably more making it out of like a metal or a plastic or something a little thicker, just to make sure that they're all exactly the same. And so I just laid them down and I cut them all out, edge to edge. There was really like hardly any wastage. After it went through the washing machine, it kind of rolled up a bit on the edges, but all in all, not too bad. So pre-shrink pattern, cut them out, and then comes the sewing. So the sewing for me was the hardest part. I learned a lot about tension and crazy things like that. But like I said, all in all, they did work out pretty good, and if I have to do a little bit of repair jobs and stuff in the future, then that's the case. That'll be fine. And then I went with a polyester thread because it's supposed to be the strongest. It's the only part of my diaper that's not natural fibers, but it's only the thread. That's okay. Polyester. And I went with 2 different colors. And I think this is a great idea, especially for people that are using like microfiber and things like that. On the top layer, which is the bamboo, I used a yellow, and then on the bottom where the hemp is, I put red. And I did this to distinguish mostly for my husband, so that he could tell what was up and what was down. The bamboo is much quicker absorbing. If you pour some water on here, it'll just absorb right in, whereas the hemp takes a bit of time to absorb. It holds a lot of liquid, but it takes time. So I didn't want to just make it out of hemp, and also I've heard the hemp can be a little bit hard on the baby's bottom because it is so absorbent. So I put the bamboo on the top, and the color coding to help distinguish what side is what. And there you are. They worked out fantastic. The sizing seems great. I can even, a lot of people with the gDiapers, the gCloth, say that they do a hemp sandwich at night. They put the 2 hemp sides together. I can still fit 2 of mine in here as well. They are a bit thicker than the gCloth, but all in all, they're pretty darn fantastic. And I really can still put a liner on the top if I need to. If anybody has any information about raw silk liners, I'm really looking for some information on raw silk. But really, even with 2 in there, it's a pretty trim diaper. And really with 1 daytime use, should be fantastic. So there is the quick and dirty on making my own G inserts. And if you have any questions, comments, you know where they are. And please like